The debaters, assume your seats.
May I first start with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi, who once said that a society is judged by how they take care of their animals. So, as government, we are saying that we cannot do this alone. We need to partner with the communities who live around these zones, to take care of our animals, because they're the best placed people, they're the perfect watchdogs to help us in taking care of our animals. In our country, for instance, we have the Hands Off Our Elephants campaign, championed by, spearheaded by the Kenyan First Lady, Margaret Kenyatta. We have also other celebrities, musicians who are helping us in this campaign, such as Juliani. And what we are saying is that poachers take advantage of this vulnerable youth, impoverished youth in these wildlife zones to actually help them with poaching. This is going to be a form of empowerment for this youth. They're going to gain employment from this, and they're going to help themselves and their own families. So slowly by slowly, if we do this, we will see, and our children will see, the sense in joining government in helping to conserve wildlife.
At this age, where the government is talking of giving incentives to communities living around wildlife zones, seriously, government, shame on you. Giving incentives is bribing these communities. Kenyans will move to the wildlife zone so that they can also get incentives. The solution is the money we could have used to give us incentives. Let us resettle these people elsewhere.
Incentives doesn't mean bribe. That is not the definition of private justice. This is misleading the House. Incentives appreciating the good work of it. And the government was categorically clear that incentives is not just money. I wonder why the opposition is so obsessed with money and bribe. He talked about Juliani is trying to enrich the youth around the region through talent. Is that bribe?
Shame! Mr. Speaker, they come and tell us that incentives are not in form of money. Sit on it. But yet tell us that they have incentives such as entertainment. And the question begs, going to these places, seriously government, singing to these animals and people, will this stop poaching? Hell no, hell no. And that is why my very able leader of opposition called them ignorant. Is it the animals that came to the people? Or is it the people that went to the animals? So why should we pay them for going to the animals? These animals did not go to the people, but the people went to the animals. So I don't see a reason why we should pay them. Too sad for you. Because you are telling us that we should pay people who went to commit crimes in crime scenes.
Some of these animals affect their crops. Some of these animals kill their people. And they feel infuriated. They create a kind of indifference within them. They want to kill these animals. They want them away so that they exist. But the government is saying, we will partner up with insurance companies. We will create a premium policy. We will deliver money to these people from tourism, from those particular regions. That when an animal feeds on your crop, the insurance company finds out it has fed on your crop this much money, they value it. You are compensated. We want to train them in these institutions to tell them, hey, these animals are earning you income, do not kill them. These animals are part of your environment, do not kill them. For Satao to live once again, either in our hearts or just to live, we must not shout. We must not chase those people away. We must educate those people to be responsible. We must find ways in which we can make that region livable.
The cause why we're here today, as a government, all of us, is to look at the problem, the cause of the problem, and solution to the problem. The government just have come here and said the problem is bandits are killing our animals, which is true, and we agree with that. But from there, they went straight to solutions, overlooking what is the cause of the problem. One, leniency in the laws that are used. The second one is on corruption. There was a review. Among the 732 cases in the magistrate, only 7% the files were found missing. Found missing on poaching. And then the Asians who were caught at the airport, Makadara Law Court, they were released on 40,000 bail, seriously. And whoever was arrested, 6 months.
First of all, empowerment versus packing up and leave. There is no fancy way of putting it. It is packing up and leave. Empowerment takes the day, dear judges, because by empowering, we take care of the future generations. We take care of the children, their neighbors, their pets, their goats, everything. If we pack them up and tell them to leave, they will become IDPs. Second clear clash was prevention versus cure. Let us punish. Woo! Let us punish. Let us make these people no longer go to jail for 6 months, of which we have said already the penal code exists. The so-called curative measures cannot be outmanned by our preventive measures. Insurance policy, training the people. Human-wildlife conflict is mitigated. And ownership and responsibility. In summary, we are saying that by taking advantage of the people around these zones, we will keep these zones safe, we will conserve them and keep our lives going.
Will I accept my animals and crops to be affected and me to lose money because insurance policies, as we know in Kenya right now, as the government has put it, pay us a very meager, a very small amount of money? We are saying if we increase penalties, I as a poacher will even shudder at the thought of stealing ivory. I will even fear killing an animal. Why? Because I cannot fathom going to jail for 10 years. I cannot fathom paying 1 million shillings because of an ivory I sold for 50,000 shillings. In resettlement, we'll be able to prevent wildlife-human conflict. They will not even touch. Apart from resettlement, we as the closing are coming in and adding the point of penalties. Meaning that apart from them not even touching, they will not even be poaching in the whole essence. And another thing is, why should you pay them, as my opposition said, so that these people can now clog up in these zones? They will run to these zones. We will have a population of 50 increasing to 100 so that they can be paid this money. This is what we are trying to eliminate. We are trying to, in actual sense, conserve our wildlife, plus eliminate the effects of the kind of policy that they are bringing in.
The reason why elephants are dying at such a high rate right now in Africa is because poachers are gunning them down at a rate of 100 per day. Every 15 minutes, an elephant somewhere is gunned down. We can name hundreds of them by their names. We know them, we know their families, we know their babies. And this is happening because we collectively as conservationists, as countries who care about elephants, failed to argue effectively in 2002 when 4 Southern African countries and China persuaded the world that they should be allowed to sell their ivory so that they could generate some money to save elephants and so that China could keep on their ivory carving industry. So despite the fact that we are facing a global crisis and we could see the extinction of elephants within our lifetimes, today is a very proud day for me to stand here and listen to these incredible debates and arguments I feel very proud as a Kenyan, and congratulations to all the speakers, all the quiz participants, and all the debaters. You were phenomenal.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winners for this championship is J Quad B.